Spooky Tooth from Fathead. Is it really Imperial? Hey, it's Bryon, welcome back with a beer review. And up today we have from Fathead's Brewery, which for some reason I can never keep straight where it is. I thought it was Columbus area, but I guess I need to look up where. I looked on the can, Middleborough Heights, Ohio. It's very hard for me to read. It's because it's shiny and silvery. It's crafted, pour slowly, unfiltered, handcrafted. When I'm spilling all over it. Chill out, man. Have a beer. So this is Imperial Pumpkin Ale. This is kind of the craft brewer's answer to all of the pumpkin spice lattes that white women who wear Uggs tend to have this time of year. And we have all these various pumpkin ales. And my favorite pumpkin ale, I need to make it a tradition. Next time I'm Food Line, if they still have some, I'm getting some. Every year I need to review that. That needs to be like my first one or something. Ooh, it's got a nice orange. I see why they say pour slowly. Looks like Bright Tank. Carbonation is very, very active, but it's going to go here in a moment. Stereotypical Bright Tank. I don't know. I've just had mixed emotions about Bright Tanks. I see some ones that are really good, and then other ones are like soda, and I'm like, what's the point? So anyway, very pumpkin on the nose. I mean, and there is some kind of spice there. Almost want to say it's cinnamon. Because it's warm. It's like I did a review not too long ago where I actually did a Fireball. That was a pumpkin. Was that a hazy IPA? I can't remember now. In Fireball. Yeah, I got to do that again. I had several. I've published some of them. I think there's one or two. I think it's only one. I think there's one I haven't published yet. Now, obviously, by the time this thing gets out, it may already be published. I don't know. But that was an interesting experiment, especially getting a six-pack. I think what I want to do is review some liquor. So like get six of them, but have a six-pack of something. Do the beer by itself. Do the beer with five other things, and have some other sample liquor that I'm going to try and actually review. And it'll be interesting because I'm trying to get into that. I've been saying it for a year. I've been saying it for longer than that. And I'm done boo. Part of the problem is getting things set up here. I'm old and slow. But what I like about this, quite often in the pumpkin beers, they're trying for almost like a pumpkin pie kind of concept. And I don't know what the spice is. Does it say with bite? It does have bite. Brewed with bite. This is the pumpkin brew with bite. That's all it says. But it's like, this is Matt, Chris, and Glenn. There's a spicy, and I don't mean like a spicy like rye. I mean, there's like a heat almost, but it's like not capsaicin. Like cinnamon is hot, but I don't think it has capsaicin in it. So it's not like it's got, jalapenos or something in it. And it has, it burns the tongue. What is the alcohol? Maybe it's the alcohol. 9%, it might be. It might be that. And it lingers quite a bit. And it's a very noticeable, I guess that's the bite. There's a very noticeable right there. I got to adjust my camera. Wow, that is different. I see why it's Spooky Tooth. That is a different take on a pumpkin ale, especially an Imperial pumpkin ale. That is a different take. Now, that's the question is, do I like it or not? That's the real question. Because my favorite's the Kentucky Bourbon Ale, and there's some others that are close. And Pumpkin from Dogfish Head. I don't know if I've reviewed that one either. I got to get that one. Like I said, a lot of them. My daughter and I did one last year from Taft's. That was that the I think it was the pumpkin pie, but was that the one from Frisch's pumpkin pie? Frisch's Big Boy. That was different, and many of these, because they try to be like a pumpkin pie. Like I did one where it was a cream of some kind of liqueur, but it was recommended from up at Black Bear. The lady's name I constantly forget, and I think she's younger than I am. I'm actually fairly certain. And it was like, because I picked out several and they were okay, but hers was perfect, absolutely. And I even think he said it in the video. It's one of the first ones I posted, and I don't remember when it was. It's so bad. I'm getting so bad at this, but because they do, I know I had a point. It was like a vanilla cream, and so because many of these try and be some kind of pumpkin pie reminder, probably not as sweet as a pumpkin pie. Things like vanilla ice cream go well with them, and cream. I don't think anyone's done a lactose version. That might be pushing the boundary a little too far. But this one is pumpkin without trying to be a pumpkin pie, but I don't really know what it's trying to be. It's not like a pumpkin bread or anything like that. It's just kind of like, hey, we've got this ale that's 9% alcohol. It's gonna kick you a little bit. And oh yeah, we put pumpkin in it. It's kind of what it is. I mean, I didn't even go through the coloring. I know I've got this Oscar Blues thing, but it is kind of, you can tell it's unfiltered. It is kind of cloudy. It's got a beautiful coloring, but yeah, and on the nose is very reminiscent of allspice and stuff like that. But I don't know what it is. There's something there. I'm like, it's going to drive me nuts. It's like, oh, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is, kind of thing. But this is good. I like it. This is like a solid 4.5, 4.75. I would like to see this barrel aged on bourbon barrels. I don't know though if the bite from the bourbon, they probably have to use a smooth bourbon. So whatever's giving the bite here, if it's not the alcohol and something else, I'd say a smooth bourbon barrel so that doesn't produce anything, and you just get oak and vanilla and some other mild tones. It'd be an interesting combination. But this is definitely one I'm not going to try and make ice cream float out of. It just, I think that characteristic, that late bite, it's almost like the alcohol and almost like a hot bitterness. It's real lingering way in the back of the throat, way in the back of the mouth, and it's very late. But that's the characteristic of it. So, But anyway, 4.75 is what I'm going to say is Spooky Tooth out of 5. 4.75 out of 5. Very good. Have you had stuff from Fatheads? What you want to see me review from Fatheads? It's been a while since I've had some Fatheads. There was a I could have sworn there was a hoppy beer too that I used to have with spicy food from time to time, and the name escapes me. I just remember being in a bar. It was like around Mardi Gras or something, and they were giving Fathead stuff and beads and stuff. It was after a beer and food pairing, and the guys with me walked down to some bar. Oh, was that? No, it wasn't Cleves. Where was that? I don't know. I'm going to have to ask him, somewhere on the West End. And so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking like, and we will see you. Goodbye. I mean, I'm fussing over it. It's a flipping YouTube video or whatever.